You're trapped in a room and the door is locked. And the only way to unlock the door is by breaking a cylinder with a cylinder smashing machine. So today I'm going to show you how to break a cylinder so that you can get out of this place. So first, the stuff that you'll need is a concrete cylinder, 2 discs for the 2 discs to put the cylinder in, a slicer, the casing that has the date on the cylinder, and the concrete smashing machine. So the first thing that you should do is you want to put the concrete cylinder in the discs. Now, the concrete cylinder should fit just in the discs, and the disc should fit the concrete cylinder so that it's easily turnable and not tough to move. And now you want to put the concrete cylinder into the machine. Now there's a round disc in here that you put the concrete cylinder in, and you want to make sure that the disc is free of any tiny pebbles or anything, because pebbles are not your friend in this sort of thing. Now, when you put this cylinder in, you want to feel around here, and you want to make sure that the cylinder is evenly spaced between this. So I put it in spaced between, and it's all good. Now you want to turn it on. And now what you'll need to do is you need to put it to full advance so that the gap is no longer. So, and then you want to move it to hold if you think the cylinder cannot be moved. So it's pretty snug. So close the door. And now what you want to do is, this is where the casing will come in. This is the date, and this is the set number of the cylinder. So you want to go to the machine, hit sample ID, and it wants to know the sample ID. And that's the set number. So it's 2.01.1. And the reason why it's 0.1 is because this is the first cylinder. Normally there would be 3 or 2 or 3. Hit enter and you put in the age. Now I'm gonna put in 28 because that's the date that it's normally at, and it says right there. But this is a really old concrete cylinder, so it doesn't matter. This is just an example. Hit enter. Now you want to go to meter advance for the rest of this. So hit enter, then you'll want to hit tare, and you go to metered advance. And then you want to move this knob to the positive section, and the numbers will go up. And once this goes to 5,000, yep, all the stuff will start appearing. And you want to keep this number right below 12,000 and above 1,000, because it'll go by faster that way. And this is basically the most boring part of the procedure, is just waiting for this to get up and all this to break, basically. So basically what's happening is this is pressing it down, and it's gonna find the amount of PSI in which the cylinder can withstand. And this is important in concrete because if there's any sort of concrete that is not good, then the road construction will probably find a lot of problems, and a bridge might collapse. So that's definitely worrisome. So just keeping this up at 1,000 to 11,000. Just keeping it up there. A tiny pop, but that's alright. It's kind of expected. Alright, getting up there. Alright, any second. You want to move it straight to retract as soon as you hear that loud pop, and it makes a big mess. Alright, so now you want to clean this place up. Just move any of it. Move any rocks that will be in the way. Now I'm going to set this back down. That'll be good, I think. Alright. Alright, now you take off the top of the cylinder so you can find out what type of brake this is. That's what you want to do. This is where the paperwork would come in. So, this is the type of brake we have. Now, there's only two important types of brakes. There's a number 2 type of brake, which is basically where the cylinder is just crumbling and it barely has any structural strength to it. And then there's a number 6 brake, which is basically a shear, where it just breaks off a tiny portion and it's still intact. So this would definitely be a 6, a shear. So we're gonna put this as a number 6 type of brake. And that's the PSI we have. 4,717. Normally it's in the 6,000 range, but it is an old cylinder, so yeah. Oh, I forgot to mention, maybe, you use the slicer to break open the casing, because that's what its cylinder is really packed in there. So that is how you break a cylinder. And next time you get stuck in you get trapped in a place, and the only way out to get the lock unlocked is via breaking a cylinder with a cylinder smashing machine. Now you know how. And the best way to displace or get rid of the cylinders is by throwing it in your trailer and then throwing it in the woods, because no one will find it there, on your own property.